Been a crazy busy morning, and don't mind me keep checking over my shoulder. We are in between unloading the next food distribution, getting that here on campus for this afternoon, 2 o'clock, being distributed. We got food boxes, and I'm hearing we're going to get some milk, so I think we're going to get that right now. So while the trucks are out getting that, I wanted to come on and get with you and get with God's word. And Psalm 136, here's what it says. Give thanks to the Lord, for he is good. His faithful love endures forever. Give thanks to the God of gods. His faithful love endures forever. Give thanks to the Lord of lords. His faithful love endures forever. He alone does great wonders. His faithful love endures forever. He made the heavens skillfully. His faithful love endures forever. He spread the land on the waters. His faithful love endures forever. He made the great lights. His faithful love endures forever. The sun to rule by day. His faithful love endures forever. The moon and stars to rule by night. His faithful love endures forever. He struck the firstborn of the Egyptians. His faithful love endures forever. And brought out Israel from among them. His faithful love endures forever. With a strong hand and an outstretched arm. His faithful love endures forever. He divided the Red Sea. His faithful love endures forever, and led Israel through. His faithful love endures forever. But hurled Pharaoh and his army into the Red Sea. His faithful love endures forever. He led his people in the wilderness. His faithful love endures forever. He struck down great kings. His faithful love endures forever. And slaughtered famous kings. His faithful love endures forever. Sihon, king of the Amorites. His faithful love endures forever. Og, king of Bashan. His faithful love endures forever. And gave their land as an inheritance. His faithful love endures forever. An inheritance to Israel, his servant. His faithful love endures forever. He remembered us in our humiliation. His faithful love endures forever. And rescued us from our foes. His faithful love endures forever. He gives food to every creature. His faithful love endures forever. Give thanks to the God of heaven. His faithful love endures forever. His faithful love endures forever. You heard it repeated over and over and over and over again, because we need to be reminded over and over and over and over again that God's faithful love, it isn't dependent on us. It is on him. His faithful love endures forever. Whether in that experience we're going through right now is something that we wish we could completely change and avoid, or whether it's a joyful experience, his faithfulness doesn't waver ever. He is faithful to his people. He is faithful to his promises. And that's one thing that I want you to hear this morning. And as you see, Psalm 136, you probably could put your own things in, in the midst of coronavirus, his faithful love endures forever. In the midst of mucking out houses, his faithful love endures forever. In the midst of cleaning up debris from Hurricane Hannah, his faithful love endures forever. In the midst of handing out food boxes, his faithful love endures forever. In the midst of giving out gallons of milk, his faithful love endures forever. In the midst of swatting mosquitoes, his faithful love endures forever. What would be different if we could capture every moment of every day and just add that little reminder to ourselves? His faithful love endures forever. I hope you can remember that this day. I hope you can live in that promise this day. I'm going to head back out here in just a few minutes here. I think the trucks are on their way back with more food that we're going to get unloaded and get distributed out, and especially that milk. I'm so thankful we get that milk this time to be able to get into people's hands who need it. And if you need that food, 2 o'clock this afternoon here on our church campus, and until we run out. That's how it kind of goes, until we run out. So, but we know, Psalm 136, we heard it there, right? Verse 25, he gives food to every creature. His faithful love endures forever. Give thanks to the God of heaven. His faithful love endures forever. No matter where you're going through, no matter where you're at, no matter what the experience in the world around you may be, may the faithfulness of God remind you in this moment that he's got this, he's got you, that he's not surprised, he's still on his throne, he's still ruling and reigning, he's still faithful to you, faithful with his promises, faithful to his people. I'm going to head back out, but I wanted to drop in real quick in the midst of a crazy morning here with food distribution. Not just that, we got an insurance adjuster here, all those other things happening to make sure that we can continue to proclaim his faithful love endures forever. And on top of that, being able to take care of some phenomenal kids here in our early childhood center and trying to do it all in a safe way. So my prayer is that whatever you're experiencing, you would live in the faithfulness of your God, whose love endures forever. So if you need some food, see you this afternoon, 2 o'clock here on our campus. till the food's gone. And speaking of food, tomorrow morning, next curbside communion, 8:30 to 11:30 here on our campus by our main sanctuary entrance doors. We'll be out there. Well, I probably won't be out there waiting for you. I'll be doing the inside waiting for you, trying to avoid the mosquitoes. We'll have time to pray. We got a fogger, so we're going to fog and get the mosquitoes killed as much as we can. We'll celebrate what God gives to us, a reminder of His faithfulness, His forgiveness, His love, and His grace. May you, whatever you experience today, be able to say time and time again, His faithful love endures forever. Love you, praying for you.